Wow, that was fast. It says we're live. So we'll check that over at the page. But hello, hello. There it is, live. Okay, hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Ellie Walsh. Welcome to Empower Dreams Hangout. We are here today to empower your dreams. We're here to empower each other's dreams as a community, and we bring topics and subjects and always ask for your feedback also on to empower your dreams. So that's why we get together every week on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time. And what time is it in Australia?
10 a.m. now.
10 a.m. the next day.
Very reasonable hour.
It's Friday. So we're a global group here. I'm going to tell you the power of the community. So one of our members, Sydney, was going to run this panel today. She was her topic, and she was like, she's going to do it, and she was going to start it. And I got a message from her, maybe about 20, 30 minutes ago, saying she was going to be a little late because she had a fender bender with her car. So she's okay. Nobody was hurt. It doesn't even sound like the car was hurt that bad because she wasn't waiting for a tow truck, but she was waiting for the police report. So hopefully she will be able to jump on here with us. But that's the community. We just go, okay, not a problem. I had to change something over at the website page, and it was like, we can get in here, and we can certainly talk about this topic. Because the topic Sydney brought up is your self-talk costing you money? So that's the topic we're going to talk about. But before we do that, I want to just briefly introduce our marvelous global panel here from all areas. And let them say hi. So I'm going to start on my left, which is probably different for all of you, but Beck is who starts for me. So Beck, come on out, say hello, tell us where you're from, and whatever.
Hi everyone. My name's Beck Walker. I'm in Australia. I'm a naturopath who works with autoimmune diseases, and I'm an online entrepreneur, and just really into thriving, vibrant in my life and helping other people to do the same.
Thank you, and you do that well, that's for sure. And next on my list, that's why it's in alphabetical order for me from left to right, is Carol, who is very far away from where I live.
Hi, I'm Carol Mikowski. I'm down the other end of the house from Ellie. Same property, same roof. I'm also an entrepreneur, a retired social worker, and I'm very happy to be part of this team. And I'm glad that Sydney had come up with this topic. It sounds like an interesting one, so let's see what comes out of it.
Great, thank you. And we got Danny here with us today.
You skipped over Terry.
No, not in my... I'm going
you're going in different order. Okay. Hi, Ellie. I'm excited to be back here again. Really excited.
And you're in Canada.
Yes, I am. Yep.
And
I'm in Ontario.
Time zone as us, though.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
We're in the same time zone here. Same day here.
I'm in the Great Lakes area.
See, that's nice. Yeah, not really too far from us. We might be able to make a trip up there one day. That would be cool.
We'll have to do that.
That's right. And then we've got our Australian lady over here. Finally got to meet her in person. I've been friends with her online for several years, and finally got to meet her in person and touch her. So that was really, really an exciting adventure when you, and it was exciting and it wasn't, it felt like, yeah, that's normal, because that's how good of friends we actually became here. When people say you can't create relationships online, that is not true. So Terry, tell us about you and tell us how Friday is, since it's Friday for you.
Thanks, Ellie. Yeah, Friday's good. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's an awesome, beautiful day. Spring here, but different for you. So, yeah, my name's Terry Nicholson. I'm from right on the edge of the rainforest on the east coast of Australia. Mum of 3 gorgeous boys. One of my middle boys' birthday tomorrow, turns 5. and yeah, just so many things I'm passionate about, but especially environmental causes. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm also a naturopath, trained with Beck actually, and just wanting to leave a legacy for my children and leave, you know, this planet in a good way as much as I can contribute. So, you know, for me, working online is part of how I create my own freedom, as well as being able to give back to a healthy. So that's where I'm coming from, and I'm thrilled to be here as well. I think this is a very juicy topic because it's one that, oh my gosh, it costs us. Our self-talk costs us in so many ways, not just financially, but yes, financially too. So yeah, good stuff.
Excellent, excellent. And yes, and like Carol said, I am Ellie Walsh. I'm at the other end of the house, upstate New York. And, you know, I'm here to truly, like when I started this off, empowered people's dreams. I don't just believe, I know people can live their dreams. If you have the dream and you believe it, you can achieve it. I absolutely believe that. And I don't really think we're taught that. And that's probably part of our self-talk. So we could go right in there with that. Is that idea of, is your self-talk, you know, costing you money? And I know years ago my self-talk was costing me not just money, abundance in all areas of my life. Abundance in relationships, abundance in my experiences, okay, and absolutely abundance in money, because I had this self-talk that said, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you can't do that, you know, or those people will laugh at you. And so I got caught up in all that stuff. And, you know, where does that stuff come from? It does come from when we're growing up, all right? Usually people that are trying to protect us, in essence, end up teaching us that stuff. So it's not always the greatest protection on the, you know, that there is. It's not about that. It's not about blaming who did this, okay? So for me, I know my parents did a lot better raising their kids than their parents did raising them. So I think that's talking about the legacy. I think that's part of the legacy, that as we learn and expand as human beings, we pass this on more and more. You know, and so here we are passing this on, you know, beyond that. I read a book, I don't know, maybe 30 years ago now, which I know is hard to believe because you think I'm only 32. But I'm a boomer. What the hell was the name of the book? Oh, What Do You Say When You Talk to Yourself? I think the author is Shad Helmsletter. I think it's kind of like that. Just Google, what do you say when you talk to yourself? And that was probably the first book I ever read that, like, I went, oh, damn, it's true. I was amazed when I started to pay attention of how I talk to myself. Not just limiting. I talk to myself so limiting. I basically called myself an asshole many times during the day. All right? I would never talk. The way I talk to myself, I would never talk to another human being like that. I mean fresh, okay? Really fresh. And when I became aware of that, I was looking for that book the other day to see if I still have it. I used to always pass my books out, and I thought, it's not a big read. I'm going to get that book again, because there were so many ahas in that. You know, when you read it again and again a couple of times after. So I was shocked when I realized how I talk to myself. And for me, just realizing how I talk to myself didn't change it. There was a whole journey process that went on there, you know. And I'm not telling you that I still don't talk to myself fresh, because sometimes I still can. You know, it's a lot better than it was. But, you know, there was so much of that limiting stuff of, you know, you're not good enough, you can't do this, you know, who the hell do you think you are? And I think our author is actually showing up here. So, author of this topic anyways. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to be quiet, and Cindy, if you want to jump in, we just started this topic. We knew we could roll with this topic. Yeah. So if you want to jump in here, that's fine. If you don't, we'll just pass it on if you want to catch your breath.
Yeah, let me catch my breath for a second, but then I will jump in for sure.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I'm going to be quiet. Who wants to? I know you all have something to jump in here for, and we usually only run this for 30 to 35 minutes. So you know me, I could talk for the next hour and a half about this. So I'm going to get quiet. One of you jump out and like, let's start rolling with this.
I can jump out and say something. Actually, based on an audio I was listening to just this morning, and to my way of thinking, it relates to this topic, and that is talking about the now. Of course, Eckhart Tolle wrote that book, The Power of Now, and if you think of now will never be again. It passed, and it can't come again, so it's now, it's now, it's now. So it's up to us to take advantage of the now. And in terms of the negative self-talk, you know, we just plain need to stop that and make the decisions that will behoove us and be in our own best interest. People say that our thoughts create our life, which is true. To me, our thoughts create our decisions and choices, and that's what creates our life. You know, they're all intermingled and dovetail from one from the other. But I mean, it's foolish of us not to make decisions that come out into our own best interest. Of course, we do have that negative self-talk, and we need to become aware of it, and we need to change it. And that can best be done through personal development, reading, listening, seminars, etc., etc. But that's just kind of an overall picture that I'll paint on it. And let me jump off, and I don't know if Sydney, you're ready to come in, or somebody else?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm happy to jump in.
Okay,
you go, Sydney.
Sorry. We're all going to defer. Sorry for being late today, but
I'm glad you're okay.
Fine. Yeah. You know, I'm okay. The car will be okay, and it's all good. I had thought about this topic because I've been reading a surprising book. To me, I hadn't heard of it, but before. A friend had recommended it, called The Prosperity Pie and How to Relax About Money and Everything Else by Sark, which is written almost like a combination of cartoons and journal style, and I was really struck by comments she made about self-talk and questions she asked about how you talk to yourself and whether or not it's kind and supportive and nurturing or berating and judgmental and harsh tone, sort of like constantly. I kept thinking of, you know, like the elementary school teacher with the ruler. You know, now you were supposed to have done this and you didn't do that, and that how it made me think of times when talking to myself that way actually impacted how I responded to other people and other situations. In that actions, that opportunities presented, actions offered, that when I was in that state of being quite self-critical or
She dropped off, hey?
Oh my goodness, she went right off.
She dropped off. Oh, I'll jump in and then she can jump back in. We roll with these technical things. That's part of being an online entrepreneur. What I was going to say is that I just find it so helpful recognizing that we've got different parts of ourselves, and so there's going to be a part that has certain self-talk that will be totally sabotaging, holding us back, saying we're not worthy, you know, all the different things that it can come up with to kind of, you know, have a go at us. but that's only that part of us. And so then there's these other parts that actually really recognize our own value or have a lot of self-love and really support us going for our dreams. So to know that, yes, we have this negative self-talk and we also have positive self-talk, and to sort of just recognize that these are different parts of ourselves, and to kind of take our attention off listening to those negative ones and just, it's not like having to get rid of a part of ourselves. It's not having to like disown or, you know, do anything necessarily completely drastic. It's just like shifting what we listen to inside ourselves. And I don't know, I just find that having that kind of framework of way to think about it really helpful in this situation. And the other thing I wanted to bring to the discussion, you can hear me okay? Yeah? Because sometimes you keep freezing for me, I'm just not sure. Cool. Is that thing of, you know, it not only costs us, our own, you know, self-talk costs us in our lives, you know, us personally, each one of us here on the panel or listening out there, if you're listening to live or if you're listening to the replay, you know, those self-talk, that self-talk will be costing you. But to think about who else is it costing, you know? Who else is it costing, you know, your family members, your loved ones, or people that you've never met yet that would benefit from you, you know, stepping up and sharing, you know, your story, or stepping into really just, you know, making your business happen, or, you know, whatever it is, but to recognize how much it not only costs you, but it costs your loved ones and your community and the world, really, because, you know, we each have a role to play in the health of this world. And so I think it's just really kind of sobering to recognize how that self-talk can have that ongoing ripple effect, not just in our own lives, and to kind of let that be an oomph or like a motivation to go, my gosh, this is, you know, serious. You know, this is serious, and it's worth really looking at and delving into and shifting what we can to step into our most vibrant lives and make the biggest difference we can in the world. So that was what I had to share also on this topic. But back over to you, Sydney. You dropped out, so I kind of just jumped in and shared some perspectives.
Oh, great. Thanks so much, Terry. Well, I'm not sure where I dropped out, but from what I heard of your share, I think that I'd gotten the gist of it out there, that it's true, that it has that ripple effect, and that so much more is possible for everyone just from being a little kinder to your own self. And I'm not sure, you guys are all frozen again. Hang on.
No, we hear you.
Okay, good. Oh, shoot. Yeah, you hear me, but it killed it anyway.
No, we still hear you.
Okay. All right. Even though I can't find you, I don't know what my repaired computer has decided to do. But I was going to share.
Now we can't hear. Oh my goodness. And I happen to know she just had that computer at the Geek Squad or something yesterday, so I don't know what's going on. She's just got some scrambly stuff today, I guess. So Danny or Beck, jump in here.
Yeah, I was enjoying what Terry was saying, you know. It's true that we have two different parts, you know, but I found that when I started really paying attention to my self-talk, I was intimidated by that other part of me. Somehow, I wanted the positive part to take over, but I didn't know how to handle that in my head. And so it took a lot of practice. And that's what people have to know, is it's not going to happen overnight that you're going to start talking nicey-nicey to yourself. It does take practice, just like anything. And I think that the more you practice, the better you get at it, until finally those two parts, they eventually merge, and you find yourself talking to yourself in a really good way all the time. And that reflects out. So That's my input.
Thank you. Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got to say over there?
Yeah, I agree, and I just think, yeah, there's so much is that awareness, is that growing the awareness of what it is that we are actually saying to ourselves, because it's, you know, our thinking comes from such that unconscious, you know, part of ourselves a lot of the time, and it's so easy to miss some of that talk that we have, and yeah, just for me, just about recognizing when I notice that kind of negative self-talk that I can get into, just how powerful that is in creating the, you know, in influencing the way that I'm experiencing my life. So yeah, just by becoming more aware of, yeah, how that shuts me down and holds me back. And yeah, and like what you were saying, Danielle, about it's like a relationship that you're developing with yourself. So, you know, like any relationship, that takes that practice and time and constant, you know, growth.
Constant nurturing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
And it is, absolutely, yeah.
Cool. Sydney, you're back.
I'm back. It's almost like a little out-of-body experience.
You want to keep going here in front with us and try again?
Okay. I don't know where I dropped off. So did the writing tip I shared come through, or was I talking to myself? No, it did not. Okay. So this is a tip to help increase your awareness of that, of the negative self-talk, and to begin to shift it, was to take some time and sit in a quiet place with pen and paper and write out all the things you're worried about, all the things that are fearful about it. It can be around a given situation, or if you found yourself in a general state of being worried about things. And write it out and then come back to it. Maybe an hour or an afternoon later, and come back and see it from the perspective of, ask yourself, what if the opposite were to happen? What if, instead of what you were worried about, what if it worked out? And how would that play out? And see how that feels inside. Did I drop off again?
No, you're there.
Okay, good. No, I got something pop up on my screen that...
Oh, I can't believe it. I guess she knew ahead of us that she was dropping out.
Fantastic exercise, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that.
I don't think I like her geek squad.
Now that's funny.
Even as
Go ahead.
even just as she was saying, even as she was speaking and sharing that exercise, like I could just feel like just energetically, there's a sense of just a settling and a kindness to myself, or, you know, just a real sense of just going into a deeper space. Even just the idea of writing down all those worries and then taking that space for a day or so and then re-looking at it and going, what if it actually worked out rather than those fears? And just even, I love it how even listening to a process that you haven't even done yet can already shift things inside you. And then doing the process just takes it to the next level. So invitation to everyone out there listening, replay or live, you know, an invitation to go and actually do this exercise that Sydney just shared.
Yeah, actually, I felt it lift the weight off my shoulders as she described that. What if it does work? What if things do
Mm-hmm.
work? You know, I'm thinking as I hear everybody speak, there are certainly different age groups represented on the panel here, and I'm a boomer, and I'm thinking it's very possible that time plays a different role in each one of our lives. Uh, as I become more and more aware that, you know, I have to look at time differently now than I did when I was 30. And that's why I think I'm thinking of this topic, does self-talk cost you money? Negative self-talk, in terms of a more, what's the word I want, imminent change that needs to take place. And that's why I think maybe I'm a little harsher, that's not the right word either, a little more expectant that change would take place more quickly than the process of just you know, letting one part of ourselves overtake the other or merge with the other, which of course has to happen, but I would be a little more anxious that it would take place more quickly. And I'm going to again go back to that tape I heard this morning, that audio, where it was actually the founder of our company who was talking about how we waste so much time by not making decisions. The decision is right there in front of us, and all this junk we allow all of this junk to come in, and well, maybe, and what if, and could be, and I'm not sure, and blah blah blah. And damn it, just make the freaking decision and do it. And what if it works out?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have to jump in here about all of this. You know I do, right? Because I've been doing this for, I don't know, I wasn't a baby boomer. I was 32 years old. I know it's about 32 years ago. Okay, so 31 years ago, something like that, when I first really started looking at this and understanding this. And I don't believe it's a part of yourself. It's a program in your head. I don't believe it's got anything to do with you. That voice that talks fresh to you is not you. It's not who you are, and I don't believe it's even a part of you. It feels like a part of you because it's the voice in your head, okay? But it's just trained stuff, trained from different, what people have said, from people that have talked about limitations and how we have internalized it, and we're all different on how we've internalized that. So you could take the children in the same house and each of them have a whole different perspective of how that goes. So for me, it wasn't even about all this decisions like that. It was the decision to have self-awareness. That's the decision, I think. Okay, we don't realize that we have this crap running on our head. We don't realize that we're on autopilot. We don't realize that in essence, when people, I hate the word self-sabotage because nobody would purposely sabotage themselves, all right? It's ridiculous. But in essence, it is self-sabotage, especially once you learn this, all right? Because it is a program that's running, you know, just like that computer. Poor Sydney got the hell dropped out again, all right? So it's a program. People don't realize that our brains work like a program, the subconscious, the conscious. So the biggest awareness, I believe, is, I mean, the biggest decision or anything is self-awareness. Start to pay attention to what's rolling on in your head, because then it can shift much quicker if you're paying attention. If you're paying attention and you let the crap roll, that's a decision you made, okay? If you're paying attention and do as Sydney was saying, you know, what if? See, I don't like sitting with something for a long time, that even a day. That would agitate me to no end. I would probably worry more. So we're all different. That's a really good thing to look at. We're all different, okay? If I'm going to write down that stuff, I'm going to write it down and look at, this is what I don't want. Okay, so what do I want? And I'm going to write it on the other side. And I'm going to cross that crap off. That's what works for me. So, I mean, that's the other great thing here is being able to find what works for different people. But, you know, this idea of self-awareness, being aware of your self-talk is usually what's in your way of getting whatever kind of abundance it is, money, relationships, business, job, career, and stepping back and starting to pay attention to that. That in itself will start to shift. Oh my God, Sydney's back again. So I just, you know, you guys knew I had to throw that out. So my 2 cents is out there.
I totally agree. Total agreement.
So Sydney, you got some more tips for us? Does she hear us? Does she hear us?
Maybe not.
I think not.
I'm guessing she doesn't. Okay, this has been an interesting, you know, this is technology. And Terry said it earlier, you know, this is the online entrepreneur. This is what we do. We jump in here globally. We get to find out what the next day is because we have friends in the land of Oz. And we get to mastermind, exchange ideas. And again, we become empowered as we come here and meet with you, and our goal is to help empower you. So if you're live here on the page, I don't know, I ran over, I didn't see any questions. If you're watching the replay, this will be up, because this will be up for the next 7 days, and you have questions, go ahead and put them in there. Get in touch with the person who invited you here, because here's what we're going to do. We're closing down. We're closing down the live broadcast, but we're not leaving, because we're going to now sit here. We're all in the same community together. We're in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. And so we're going to mastermind together. We have some really exciting things going on in business right now. So we're all been a little high on excitement. And if you want part of people that think and talk like this, not just because it's not just about business. To me, it's all one thing. People talk about my business life, my personal life. I'm like, this is my life. You know, I want it to all be congruent. That when I mean it in that way, that's what I mean. I want it to all be congruent, and I want to have good relationships all the way around. Whether these are my so-called business partners, that to me they're my friends, and then my friends, to me, there's no difference on how we treat each other. If you're interested in a community like that, if you're interested in finding out what the big buzz, there's a big buzz going on. If you see buzzes on our fan page, on our Facebook pages, click that link below or get in touch with the person who invited you here. So we will be back next week. Hopefully poor Sydney doesn't keep dropping out. She'll be back too. And we'll bring you a new topic. But until then, if you're watching the replay, click that button below or get in touch with the person that you invited you here. That was not right. That invited you here. And because we're going to go and we're going to find out what more buzz we can talk about here, and mastermind and share with each other, and teach and learn. That's what we're about. So I'm ready to roll out of here. You guys all ready? Okay, they gave me the thumbs up. We'll see you all next week. Have a good day, night, whatever, wherever you are.